This tragedy rocked both the families of the victim and the Kenner, Louisiana community. On Wednesday, February 28, 2024, around 7:15 p.m. in the 800 block of 27th Street, a father of three sons ages 18, 16, and 3 years old took the life of his 3-year-old son just weeks after his 18-year-old son's life was taken due to gun violence. 39-year-old Melvin McClinton had a heated argument Wednesday evening with his 3-year-old son's mother regarding his disciplinary actions toward their son. 3-year-old Carmelo, also known as Melo, was loved by everyone and had a particular affinity for puppies that his uncle's dog just had. Melvin's 3-year-old son's mother didn't like what Melvin was doing to their son, so she said something about it or stopped him. Melvin had a bad temper. He got mad at her, and the two started arguing. Melvin's brother was there too, but he left the house out of fear of his brother's temper and mental state. "I left out the house," Thomas Williams said. "I didn't want to be in it, and when I seen my sister-in-law run out the house, I heard the pop. I know I lost something. He ain't deserve what happened. My brother was just going through a lot." Melvin did the unthinkable and fatally shot his 3-year-old son before going outside to the driveway and shooting himself in the head, although he survived and is currently still in the hospital. Some of the details surrounding the incident are still unclear, leaving many unanswered questions.
Say and spell your name for me.
Thomas Williams, Thalmus.
And you are the brother of Melvin, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about your brother and your nephew.
My brother, he loved his children, like, to death, like anything. Like, my brother, like, he loved his kids. My brother, he just, the things that he went through for as losing a son and trying to hold it together and everything, it was too much for him to bear. It was like, my brother was crying out. He was on Facebook. He was talking. He was telling people, like, we have to change. We have to be this. You know what I'm saying? We have to do this.
And your 3-year-old nephew, tell me a little bit about him.
Melo, yeah, that's my baby. Yeah, he joy of the world, beautiful little boy. Like, he used to be saying, "Baby, let me get that baby dog." My dog just had puppies. He just said he liked the baby dog. That's my baby dog. He ain't deserve what happened. Like, my brother just was going through a lot.
Tell me your reaction to when you heard the news last night, and when you got that phone call.
I was there. I was a witness to the whole thing, but I left out of the house because I know me and my brother. If he mad, he gonna direct it toward anybody, and I just didn't want to be in it. And when I seen my sister-in-law run out the house, and I heard a pop, and I seen her run out the house, I didn't know what to do. I just didn't know what to do. Like.
So you were there, and you heard the gunshots. You were out. It sounds like you were outside the house. In that moment, I can't even imagine. In your heart, in your head, what was that feeling when you heard that sound?
It was like losing a child. It was like losing. It was like I knew I lost something.
You were telling me your brother, you guys lost your older nephew, Melvin, earlier this month. I'm sure that hadn't been easy, even before last night, the loss of your other nephew, the loss of your brother's son. Tell me how that has impacted you guys.
I just recently caught a charge in New Orleans. I went on Mardi Gras Day to ride my bike just to have some fun. But by my nephew being killed, I had an illegal gun on me. I had a gun I just bought. I need my protection, so I wound up getting a charge for that just recently. Like, and it's more like everything just like is
There's a lot of heaviness, sounds like, going on, and with in the past month.
I wouldn't have never had a gun if my nephew. I don't feel I be needing a gun, but I need protection. Like that on my family, that was hard. Like we all was on pins and needles. We all was trying to like just cope with it.
I know your brother's in the hospital right now. What are you guys looking like going forward? How is this going to affect you guys long term? You guys
God is with my family. God is showing my family. God is our teacher. God is everybody's teacher. We all go through situations that teach us and mold us into who we are. So based on that answer, like, God got us. We good. We straight.
Tell me, you were saying your brother is a good man. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with him.
Me and my brother got a beautiful relationship. Ever since I came home, it just been like he tried so hard. My brother been through a lot. Like I said, with his charge, like he didn't do it. He feel cheated. Like I gotta go through all this. He feel like all the pressure you put on a human can only take so much. A person can only take so much. Like life is serious. Life is more than what we just think it is. Like we here for each other.
Sounds like maybe last night it all came to that boiling point.
My brother was flashing the whole day. Like he didn't get no sleep. He wasn't sleeping. He was like, every time my mama would tell him to lay down, he'd be like, all right, mama, all right. Like he wasn't himself. Like my brother is just the pressure of all the stuff and him losing his child. He lost his son, his spitting the image up, but just like him. The Melo so loved, he did his dirt because that's what we taught. We taught what we know. All he knew was the streets. My brother lost his child to the streets.
Is there anything that you want people to know, to remember about your nephew, and know about your brother?
Know my nephew. Know that my nephew good. My brother good. My nephew was the life of everybody. Melo, everybody loved him. You know what I'm saying? What my brother did, he didn't do out of hate. He did it out of love. My brother was sick. My brother was going through something. He ain't hurt his child. He didn't want to hurt his child.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask that you wanted us to include?
I just want to say it's all about us. It's all about us. Understanding. Everybody has understanding. Everybody is smart. Everybody knows better. Like, it's about us.
Melvin McClinton Sr. lost his 18-year-old son. He shared the same name with his son, Melvin McClinton Jr., who died in a shooting on February 5th, 2024. It was Kenner's first homicide of 2024. Police say it was possibly a drug deal gone wrong. The victim and suspect knew each other. An arrest was made, but the loss of a child he loved so much apparently sent Melvin Sr. into a tailspin. He was crying out, said his brother Thalmus. The things he went through as far as losing his son and trying to hold it together, it was too much to bear, said Dr. Reggie Parquet, a clinical social worker specializing in community violence. He never assessed or treated Melvin Sr., but says in some cases, trauma from losing a loved one can cause people to dissociate from reality and act out of character. Sometimes these individuals will actually detach themselves from reality. They aren't able to recognize real situations in front of them.
They've made an arrest in the killing of a teenager. It all came to a head last night during a SWAT roll. WDSU reporter Ariel Brumfield obtained surveillance video and has the very latest information on this investigation. Ariel.
Well, Travers, Kenner police say this is just the beginning of cleaning up the neighborhood and tightening up on the crime that is around 42nd Street and Newport Place. Shots fired in the middle of the day.
Wow, you never know who you have around you or what could be right across the way.
WDSU obtained surveillance video that Kenner police say captures 19-year-old Jerome Crimmins opening fire on a car, killing 18-year-old Melvin McClinton Monday afternoon. In the video, you can see a silver car pulls up on 42nd Street. Crimmins approaches it, and seconds later, police say he fires shots into the back seat. He runs away, and the car speeds off.
And I was like, kind of, shocked of what was that? And she said it just sounded like gunshots just going off.
A neighbor says she's speechless after discovering her 19-year-old neighbor, Jerome Crimmins, was arrested Tuesday night after a SWAT roll at Crimmins' home.
During the search of the apartment, Mr. Crimmins' father had reached out to us through our communications department, who talked to him, and he agreed to turn his son in later that evening.
Kenner investigators placed Crimmins as the shooter after text messages revealed the incident stemmed from a drug deal gone bad.
This was an isolated incident. We do still believe that the shooter and the victim knew each other. We don't know if there was bad blood. We're still further investigating that. The investigation's far from over. We think there are going to be other charges forthcoming.
Police Chief Keith Conley says the work is far from over as police will stay in the area to patrol.
Still remain vigilant in the area. We met with the city this morning with the code enforcement officials in the mayor's office, and we're going to start really cleaning that area up.
And Crimmins faces a first-degree murder charge in addition to 2 counts of aggravated assault, and it's possible he will also see additional charges in the future. Reporting in Kenner, I'm Ariel Brumfield, WDSU News.
Witnesses reported an escalation in erratic and aggressive behavior following the teen's funeral and repast. On the evening of the tragic incident, Carmelo's mother went to the 27th Street residence to pick up the child. Their argument did escalate into a physical altercation. The toddler and his mother were in a bedroom together when McClinton Sr. fatally shot the child before turning the gun on himself.
The child was deceased on the scene upon officers' arrival, and the father was non-responsive and was taken to an area hospital.
Was the child a boy or girl?
It was a male.
Currently, where's the mother?
The mother's with the family.
How is the man doing? Like, is he still?
He's still unresponsive, is what the last report we had.
Was the mother able to give y'all any information on how everything happened?
The mother cooperated with the investigators.
Can you describe kind of the emotion and scene when you guys got there?
Well, this is a tragedy. It was a very emotional scene for not just the family members, but the neighbors that all knew the child. So it's one of those moments that neighborhood will never forget.
Of course, this case highlights the mental health crisis, domestic violence crisis. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, it's the old theory in law enforcement: if you see something, say something. If you know somebody's going through some troubled times, please get them the help they need. This escalated quickly. By the time officers arrived on the scene, the child was already deceased, and the father of the child was in a driveway suffering from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Can you tell us a little bit about the response time as well? I know very close to police headquarters.
Yeah, no, the officers, the initial units got there almost immediately after we received the call. And before 5 to 6 minutes, you probably had 8 or 9 units there.
Can you speak to any motive at this point? It sounds like there was some kind of argument, but was there a motive for shooting the child?
From what the investigation revealed there was a domestic disturbance over the father's disciplining of the child. From what the investigation revealed there was a domestic disturbance over the father's disciplining of the child. So we think that might have triggered him to escalate into that act of violence.
Did the mother or father have any other domestic incidents where police were called to this address before?
I don't have any of that information.
And just something like this happening, I know that this guy, his son had just recently died, right?
Right.
If you could just kind of give us a little information to that. Wasn't it the first homicide?
That was the first homicide for 2024 in Kenner. That was February 5th. He was a young man that was shot in a vehicle on 42nd Street.
And just something like this, he was clearly suffering from that happening, right?
Right. His family did indicate that his emotions and his anger issues were coming forward a lot more aggressive since that incident.
Just for clarification, the relationship between the man and the woman, were they dating at the time? Do you not have that information?
I don't know.
And was he the father of the baby?
He was the father of the baby is the information we have.
Anything else that you would like to add?
No, just, keep this family and that community in your thoughts and prayers. This is just one of those tragedies, unfortunately, that happened. And, we're just wishing the best for them.
This is a very sad situation, and right now Melvin is unresponsive, but if he does survive, he will face charges for the death of his son. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.